Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. You are listening and watching Al Mubarak Radio with myself, Mr. Al Mubarak, on the morning live show on the 2nd of May 2015. The time just leaving 10:22 a.m. in the morning. Jazakumullah khair to everybody who has tuned in, listening on the apps, or watching this live on our website www.almubarakradio.com. Brothers and sisters, mashallah, if you can, please WhatsApp, if you can WhatsApp your message that you are listening right now, wherever you are from, locally, nationally, or internationally. Alhamdulillah, today we have a special guest in the studio. Also, he came yesterday in the evening for a brief appearance and just to introduce himself as well. So we have in front of us, Alhamdulillah, Dr. Muhammad Umar Gautam, who is the chairman of the Islamic Dawah Center, and he has come all the way, traveled from New Delhi, India. So firstly, I would like to welcome Dr. Saab onto our program. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Dr. Saab, how are you, in the beautiful country of England?
Alhamdulillah, I'm very fine.
Indeed.
And I reached here day before yesterday
Indeed.
on 30th of April. And mashallah, weather is also good,
Subhanallah.
but not like in Delhi. It is hot there.
Indeed.
But alhamdulillah, it's very nice.
You have come at the right time, Dr. Saab, because I think just 2 weeks ago, we were in our very, very severe part, of the cold winter days. And alhamdulillah, now it's just drastically changed. Alhamdulillah, the weather is much better. And mashallah, how long is your stay here in the United Kingdom?
I am here for 2 weeks,
Indeed.
inshallah, and I am leaving on 15th of May back to India, inshallah.
Mashallah, you have an amazing story, your mashallah life, and I have alhamdulillah talked to your mashallah colleague as well, Maulana, who's behind the scenes in the studio, and mashallah we have met before. This is a good thing. We have known each other for a while now, and alhamdulillah, I would like to thank you personally for taking your time to come onto our program to just to let our listeners know that what your life is all about, because behind every person's life, when they see you, they probably think he's a guest from India.
Yes.
What is he doing? So introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself firstly.
Okay, first of all, I would like to extend my hearty thanks to you personally and to Al Mubarak Radio. And I wish all the best to everybody working here. And I say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to all the listeners. And I'd like to tell you that there is a long story in my life and something very unique also.
Yeah.
I was born in a Hindu family, Rajput family in Fatehpur in Uttar Pradesh, state of India. And it was a Hindu non-Muslim family, and I was born in 1964, and my name was Shyam Pratap Singh Gautam, and my father's name Mr. Dhanraj Singh Gautam, and we are 6 brothers and a big family there in UP. And when I was 20 years old, alhamdulillah, by the mercy of Almighty Allah, I became Muslim, and I changed my name from Shyam Pratap Singh Gautam to Muhammad Umar. It's a very special time for me in my life that Allah Ta'ala gave me this opportunity to be faithful to Him, to be honest to Him, and to come to the right path. And before 20 years of my age, I did not know anything about Islam, because I was born in a Hindu family and I had no Muslim neighbors, no Muslim friends, no Muslim relatives. So I was totally away from Islam. But alhamdulillah, Allah gave me this hidayat, this guidance. And after 20 years of my age, I was doing my BSc in agricultural sciences in Pantnagar University in India. And I completed BSc agriculture. Then I was doing MSc also, MSc in agricultural sciences. And meantime, after reverting to Islam, naturally there are different situations, conditions, circumstances from family, society, friends. So I had to leave the university halfway in 1985. Then I came to Jamia Millia Islamia. I joined their Department of Islamic Studies, Master of Arts in Islamic Studies. Then I joined PhD also there, and I was there for about 5-6 years in Jamia Millia Islamia. Nowadays, I am running Islamic Dawah Center (IDC) in Jamia Nagar, New Delhi since 2010. Alhamdulillah.
Dr. Saab, I would like to ask you, what was your perception of Islam and Muslims before Islam was presented to you?
Before coming to know about Islam, I had no idea about what Islam is. In terms of Tawheed, Risalat, Akhirat, and what are the fundamentals of Islam, and what is the meaning of Islam, what does Muslim means, I did not know at all. But I had so many misconceptions in my mind because of family reasons, social reasons, and so there were so many bad information given to me in my childhood that Muslims are very cruel minded, Muslims are very dangerous, Muslims are very dirty, Muslims are against non-Muslims, they can kill kafirs anytime, any moment, anywhere, like this. So I was brought up in such a family where there was no Islam and negative remarks about Muslims. So I was totally unaware about Islam, but truth is truth, right is right, wrong is wrong always. And Alhamdulillah, Islam is not for the Muslims only, but Islam is for the whole mankind, and Islam is for the whole humanity. And today also we see many non-Muslim brothers and sisters, well educated. Inshallah, I will let you know later on that they are embracing Islam, they are coming in the fold of Islam every day, maybe every time, every moment. So I had a very negative perception about Islam. But Alhamdulillah, after reading Islamic book in the light of Quran and Sunnah and the Prophet's life and Islamic knowledge, I came to know that everything is in air, and wrong information is being provided, and Shaitan is there, Iblis is there. He never wants anybody to know Islam, to come in the fold of Islam. But Alhamdulillah, if somebody is honest and he is studying with the right approach, so Islam is very much clear to each and every human being.
So how was Islam then presented to you? You know, there was a time before you accepted Islam. How was Islam, put forward to you?
Well, when I was studying in Pantnagar University, doing my BSc Agriculture in the year 1983-84, I was searching truth, basically. I was reading books, going to library, and I was doing meditation also. I wanted to reach to my creator, that whosoever has created me, I have to worship him, I have to please him. And I wanted, paradise in the hereafter, moksha, swarg, which we say Jannah. And in Hindu scriptures, Hindu mythology, religion, there was concept of incarnation, rebirth, punarjan, that you have to go into many living beings, 84 lakhs of living beings you have to go into. So I was very much confused. But Allah Ta'ala has said in His holy book, Hudal lil muttaqin. Hidayat is for those who deserve it, who need it, who desire it, who have curiosity in their heart, in their mind. So Allah Ta'ala makes it very easy to understand and even to adopt and to practice at the same time. So one of my friend in university, he was my neighbor. His name was, his name is Nasir Khan. He is, even today I meet him, and he is not in Delhi, it is far away from Delhi, but I go to visit him once or twice in a year just to extend my thanks to him, because he was the person behind introducing Islam to me. So he, being a neighbor, helped me a lot with good akhlaq, with good character. I was in serious condition because of an accident. So he had given me a good character, and I could not imagine that a Muslim can be in such a character, can be such a person, such a humble person towards his non-Muslim neighbor. So he told me, when I asked him that what Islam is and why are you helping me like this and you are giving me too much time. So he said to me that my religion is Islam, and Islam teaches about neighborhood, duties and responsibilities of a Muslim towards his neighbor. Neighbor may be anybody. He may be Muslim, non-Muslim, friend, enemy even. So he gave me a very clear concept about Islam. Then I started reading books. And Alhamdulillah, about 6 months, I had to go through so many books in Hindi and English about Islam. I came to know that Islam is a universal religion. Islam is very common to anybody, and all the misinformations, misconceptions were totally wrong. And later on, I said to him that please give me Quran translation in Hindi, in English. My language was Hindi basically, and I was studying in an English medium university. So he gave me books, many books, maybe 40, 50 books. And within 6 months, after reading these books, I asked him that give me Quran translation. And Alhamdulillah, he gave me one translation from Maktaba al-Hasnat Rampur in Hindi with commentary. And he said to me that this Quran is not written by any human being. This is revealed book, Asmani Kitab. In Hindi, we say Avtarit,
Yes.
coming down from the skies. Allah Ta'ala has sent down on Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam for the guidance of the humanity. And Allah Ta'ala has said in His holy book, Hudal Linnas, this book is the guidance for the whole mankind, for the whole humanity. So Alhamdulillah, after reading Quran from here and there, I was very crazy. And after reading from anywhere, I was getting all the answers of my questions, that who has created me, why this creation is, what is the purpose behind everything. And Alhamdulillah, whatever a human being require, the answers are there, solutions are there, and every any easy way of life is there. So after 1 year, I said to my friend Nasir Khan that I want to become a Muslim, because I want to be obedient to Almighty Allah, my Creator, and I have to be accountable in the Day of Judgment. So I have to get ready. And within 1 year, Alhamdulillah, in 1984, I became Muslim.
So how did your family take to this?
Family was totally unaware about my development.
Ji.
What my family was, my father, my mother, my brothers were happy that I'm studying in a very good university. I'm doing my BSc Agriculture, then I will do my MSc, maybe I will do my PhD, and I will be in a good source of money.
Ji.
Because in today's scenario, education has become an instrument to earn money. And generally, you see, education and health has become a business.
Yes.
Otherwise, education means to get good character, good personality, good humanity and all. But unfortunately, this has been diverted to different direction. And Islam basically teaches that education is compulsory on each and every Muslim man or woman. So there in Pantnagar University, I had to go through the translation of the Holy Quran. And Alhamdulillah, my family, when they came to know, some of my friends, they informed my parents in my village. At that time, no mobile, no
Yes.
internet, no these facilities. Only landline telephone was there, and in one village, only post office was having telephone
Yes.
number. So
Yes.
each and every house had no telephone connection. So my family members came to know my parents that I have become Muslim. So they were very shocked, and they were unable to understand that how can this be happen? My child belongs to a good family, rich family, high class family, Rajput family. And generally they had misconception that the people belonging to poor families, backward class families, scheduled caste family, they become Muslim. And I was belonging to a high class family, Rajput family. And I would like to tell you, Maulana, that in today's time, majority of the reverts belong to high class family, educated family, and Brahman and Rajput family. I have met hundreds of reverts in India particularly. So my father, my brother, they came to university. They inquired what is going on. So I told them directly that I have become Muslim after reading, after understanding. And this was my truth. Since 4 or 5 years I was searching. And I have to die as a Muslim, because Muslim means obedient.
Yes.
Obedient to our Creator. And inshallah, it will give me paradise in the hereafter. That was the maqsad of my life. And Alhamdulillah, Allah Ta'ala gave me this opportunity at a very right time, 20 years of age, Alhamdulillah, when the life starts. Otherwise, there are so many people, millions of people, and spending their life 40 years, 50 years, 80 years, but they don't think about what is the purpose of creation.
What I'd like to ask you now is, okay, you became a Muslim, your family, your community. I mean, did you face anybody, saying anything bad to you, or people just completely ignoring you, or was there any hardships at the time when you went back from, because you were a Muslim in the you accepted in that environment, so
Yes,
obviously
yes.
you had to go back home and face them, and for the very first time when you faced your family and your friends and your community, how did they take to all of this?
Actually, when my family members they came to know and they came to university, they invited me to come to home,
Ji.
and they had a gathering of meeting of relatives and pandits, pujaris who were coming to religious leaders, and they wanted to make me understand that you are going to wrong path, you are following wrong path, you are not on right path, because you are born in a Hindu family, and you have to be remain Hindu because your parent, your forefather, your ancestors, they are all were Hindus. So your religion is Hinduism, and Hinduism is very old religion according to Vedas and all. So I was telling them that our relationship goes towards Hazrat Adam alayhi salam.
Sure.
Our human life starts from Hazrat Adam and Hawa alayhi salam, and their religion was Islam, and all the prophets who came to this world up to Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam,
Sallallahu.
all were Muslims and all were giving the same kalima, same concept of unity of God. La ilaha illallah. नहीं है कोई माबूद सिवाय अल्लाह के. There is but one God, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who is to be worshipped. So my family members were trying to convince me that you are born in a Hindu family, you have to maintain yourself as a Hindu, and you have to die as a Hindu because this is your religion. So I was asking them that you give me the right information. I am 19, 20 years old, but nobody told me that who is my creator, what is the purpose of creation, what is the purpose of life, and what is going to happen hereafter. So they were trying to convince me, but I had so many questions. And then later on, they said, okay, you read these books, Vedas, Puran, Manu, Smrit, Mahabharata, and so on. I told them that I have read, and after reading Quran, and you also read, don't go into the bad information, misconceptions. You read honestly what Quran is the teaching and what the life of the Prophet and Sahaba, and inshallah you will come to understand. Number one, my family members, they warned me that we will stop giving money, we will boycott you from the family, you will not get anything from the property. I said okay, I am satisfied. I don't have any demand from my family. Just I want to be in touch with you so that I can make you understand, and I can preach you, I can make dawah to all of you. Don't give me anything. Don't give me even a single penny. Allah is there. Allah has created me. Allah has given my muqaddar with me. So I will inshallah survive. And Allah Ta'ala has said, "Wa tu'izzu man tasha wa tuzillu man tasha." Izzat and zillat is in the hands of Almighty Allah. So Alhamdulillah, I have seen in my life in during 30 years of my Islamic period, Alhamdulillah, Allah has given everything. Another side, in the university where I was studying, I joined my MSc Agriculture. So non-Muslim friends, I had so many friends in the university, 16,000 students were there. So some of my friends were very close to me, very liberal, secular. They said, okay, this is your personal decision, what we can do. And whatever religion you want to follow, no problem. But there were certain students belonging to RSS, Vishnu Hindu Parishad, Bajrang Dal, BJP minded.
Yes.
They were close to the Hindu religious organizations, and they did not like this decision of mine. They were saying, no, this is disrespect to Hindu religion, and you have adopted Islam. So how can we tolerate? So better you come back. So they were trying to convince me, to make me understand that this is wrong, and we are not feeling good, and this decision is not your personal decision because you are from the Hindu community and you have to live like this. So I said to them that religion is not a any decision of others in others' hand. This is decision can be taken by any individual, any person. Even Indian Constitution says that any citizen of India having 18 plus 18 years of his or her age, he can adopt any religion, can even can preach and propagate that religion. So this is my basic right, being a human being, being a citizen of India. In spite of that, they were following me, and one night in 1985, in the month of February, they kidnapped me from from the hostel, and they took me to the jungle in the foothills.
This
In
your
the
family?
yeah, no, my in the university, my friends,
Oh, your friends.
friends
Okay.
in the university campus. They were just harassment, torture,
Right.
and warning. They kicked me, and they put two pistols here in my neck. They said that who will save you? I said, my Allah will save me. You, if you kill me, I will be shaheed. I will go to Jannah directly. But I want to invite you towards Islam. You don't do all these things on wrong approach. Better you understand Islam, you read Islam, what Islam teaches about everything. So they gave me 3 days time in the university, that you have to come back, and we will have a program in the campus, and we will declare that you have come back to, nowadays ghar wapsi is going on,
Yes.
back to home. So I told them that this is the real ghar wapsi, this is the real back to pavilion, back to home, because everybody has to die, everybody has to leave this world. So we have to go in our right place, in our right direction, in our right destination. But Alhamdulillah, Allah Tabarak Ta'ala gave me life, and I am, Alhamdulillah, I have completed about 30 years since
Subhanallah.
then.
Were you married at that time, or were you single?
Very good question. In fact, I was married to uh, my uh, near my hometown, and my father's friend's daughter.
Okay.
And in our childhood, this marriage was
Fixed.
fixed. And when I was about 19, 20 years, my wife 14, 15 years, so marriage took place. Fere and all
Yes.
in in the village. And my family and her family had decided that after 3 years or after 5 years, the departure will take place, rukhsati will be there.
Rukhsati.
Meantime, this development was there. So my father-in-law, his name is Mr. Chhatrapal Singh, I met him. I had a 5 hours meeting with him. I told him everything, whatever I knew about Islam. And I told him that your daughter, my wife, can only live with me as a Muslim, because nikah will take place, and she has also to follow Islam at any cost. So Alhamdulillah, it was about 6 years time. I was waiting, and my father-in-law was planning to remarry her some other place.
Yes.
And he was trying here and there. But my wife, her name is Razia Umar, she said earlier, her name was Rajesh Singh. She said that I am married to him, and I am legally, and according to Hindu customs and traditions and rituals, I am his wife, and I have to continue as his wife only. I cannot remarry myself any other place. So you better you leave me, send me. And Alhamdulillah, after 6 years, my father-in-law, they decided, and rukhsati took place, and she came to Delhi. Alhamdulillah, nikah took place, and mashallah, she's living with me since more than 20,
That's
22 years,
absolutely
and
beautiful.
I have three
Because
children.
for her to
Huh.
make that decision also at the time must have been very, very hard for
Yes,
her.
and she did not know anything about Islam.
Yes.
Even if I was sending some letters,
Yeah.
they were all
Being read to
yes,
her.
yes.
Okay.
But Alhamdulillah, one of my younger brother, I have two younger brothers, elders. So younger brother to me, Srinath Singh Gautam, his name.
Ji.
He was always helpful to me right
Okay.
from beginning. So communication with him, to my family members, and their information to me, my information to them, and he was, and from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he was just like a mediator
Ji.
between me and my family.
Ji.
So Alhamdulillah, there was a good communication.
So in your part of the family, immediate family, did anybody else come into Islam?
After my wife, my mother, Alhamdulillah, she also
Subhanallah.
embraced Islam after my 13 years of my embracing Islam. And now majority of my family, my brothers and my maternal uncles and majority of the relatives, they have come to know what Islam is. And most of them, they understand that Islam is the only reality, Islam is the only truth, Islam is the only solution for our problems. But due to social bindings,
Yes.
samajik bandhan, they are not taking decision. This is the problem. Otherwise, alhamdulillah, I used to go to them, I try to make them understand, I provide them books, Quran, its translation, and whatever books. But because of social uh, conditions, they are not taking decision. But I am sure, inshallah, next generation which is now coming up, inshallah, I hope for good
Inshallah.
future, good prospects,
Inshallah.
inshallah. Make
And
dua,
also,
inshallah.
is it possible to convert somebody, by force?
Uh, this is a really very good question, and generally in India, people think that conversioning is being by force.
Ji.
Allah Ta'ala has said in Quran, "La ikraha fid din." There is no compulsion in religion. Nobody can force anybody to
Ji.
become Muslim.
Yes.
Only we have to make dawah, we have to approach others, we have to make them understand, we have to provide them right information. Decision is in his or her hand, and hidayat in the hands of Almighty Allah. We have to make dawah, and hidayat guidance will come from the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So if somebody is, by the way, if somebody is approaching with forceful conversion, this is totally wrong, totally haram in the eyes of Islam. Islam does not permit to anybody to by force to come in Islam. And so many people, they say that during the time of Mughals there was forceful conversion in India.
Ji.
That is why ghar wapsi and back to home, this is going on.
Ji.
So if it was forceful conversion in the time of Mughals, then there was British rule for 150 years. Then we have completed 60, 70 years in this free country. So if there was forceful conversion, then Muslims had very good time to go back on their own. Why to say them that you were forcefully converted? So it is nothing like that. And forceful conversion is not at all possible and is not at all right in the eyes of Islam.
You're talking about ghar wapsi, meaning returning to home. Okay, can you explain, the concept of, the RSS regarding return to home?
Actually, since this government took charge, Bharatiya Janata Party, BJP, so RSS, Vishnu Hindu Parishad, Bajrang Dal, and Shiv Sena, and many organizations are there working, uh, and they were started saying many things, and it was going on in many places in India, like in Agra, in Aligarh, in UP, in Kerala, in Gujarat, in many places, that now Muslims have to come back, Ghar Wapsi Abhiyan, back to home, because they were Hindu earlier, so now they have to come again to become Hindus. Actually, it was an attempt towards these people in some places, but it was totally unsuccessful. It was totally not fruitful and useful. And people, they said that it is not at all possible, because we are okay, we believe in Almighty Allah, we are Muslims, we have to maintain ourselves as Muslims. And alhamdulillah, this is almost over, this chapter is over. And they have also seen that by this lalach, interest, or by force, or by different ways and means, they cannot change anybody. And I am always saying that you are looking to the old people. Now there are current people who are embracing Islam and going to the court and getting their legal documentation. You approach them and you ask them that yesterday, day before yesterday, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years back, you were Hindu. Why you have become Muslim? So they will reply. It will be very current and live reply that there is nothing like by force or ghar wapsi. They are coming to the right place. Right ghar wapsi is going on there.
I was going to ask you, obviously, what kind of a relationship you hold with your family currently. But obviously, you said your mother has, become Muslim. So, mashallah, a lot of part of your family now also, you said, understand what Islam is all about. But, in general, like the relationship you have, example, you go back home right now around your village in India. Are you still like happily accepted, and the environment?
In the beginning, about 10 to 12 years, I was totally boycotted from the family. I had no permission to go to my home, to visit my native place. Even today, my father-in-law, he is not any no more happy with me, and I don't have entry in my in-laws house
Okay.
because of him. My uh, uh, you know brother-in-law, he comes to my home in Delhi, his family also, and we have very good salam dua, good relationship. But my father-in-law, he is, even today, since 25-30 years, he has not yet changed his mind. So I don't have entry in my in-laws house. But in my village I used to go, and majority of my relatives, they welcome me, they invite me in the marriages, in the certain festivals. But there are some people, some relatives, some close friends of mine, and they have not yet studied Islam. They have the same mentality, same approach as they had earlier.
Okay.
Because brother, without getting knowledge, without
Yes.
right information, how can you change, how can you change the mind of anybody? So there are some people who are against me, and think that I am wrong side. But alhamdulillah, majority of the people, they welcome me, they respect me, they love me, they come to my home in Delhi, and they also have good sympathy with me. In Eid Bakr, they say Eid Mubarak,
Ji.
and before Salah we go to Eid prayer,
Ji.
but they phone me that Eid Mubarak, and sometimes they come to me also,
Mashallah.
alhamdulillah. And I always try to if I can be helpful to them at any point of time. So it is because of good akhlaq, good khidmat only, we can tell them what Islam is, and
Ji.
that is very easy way to approach them. So alhamdulillah, this is going on, inshallah, make do.
So then, obviously, you accepted Islam in your youthful age. So now, Alhamdulillah, let's come to the what you are doing currently, Islamic Dawah Center, which is in Delhi,
Yes,
the
in
New
New Delhi.
Delhi, and what kind of what was the starting point of the Islamic Dawah Center, and what made you think that I'm going to open something, and what kind of motivated you?
In fact, right from beginning, since I became Muslim in the year 1984, I was very much concerned with the non-Muslims, my relatives, friends, and all my society members, that they are in dark, they don't know what Islam is, they are misguided. So I started Dawa right from university itself in the year 1984, and I was individually
Okay.
approaching to my friends, relatives, and I was giving them books, and I was trying to make them understand that you read Islam and understand Islam, then you decide what is right, what is wrong. So slowly, and I came to the university, Jamia Millia Islamia. I had to study there because I had no Islamic knowledge. So I did my masters, then I was doing PhD, and mashallah, I had good friends, Qasmi, Nadwi, alims from different Islamic universities. So alhamdulillah, I had some knowledge of Islam. Then in 1984, I joined Markazul Marif Education and Research Center. Hazrat Maulana Badruddin Ajmali Al Qasmi Sahab, who is the chairman of Markazul Marif, and he is the owner of Ajmal Perfumes
Ji.
in Bombay,
Yes.
in Gulf countries also.
Acha, my team just went last week. They actually met Maulana.
I see, mashallah.
Ji.
He belongs to Assam, basically.
Yes, yes.
Markazul Marif is
Ji, ji.
an NGO, big NGO in northeast part
Yes.
of India.
Ji.
So he is the member of parliament also, he and
Yeah.
his brother Sirajuddin Ajmal Sahab. And there are 20 MLAs also in the assembly, in Assam assembly. He has his own party, All India, this United Democratic Front, UDF, mashallah. So I worked with him for 16 years as a director education in Markazul Marif. So meantime, I was engaged with Dawa activities here and there. And I was very much concerned with the Dawa approach and Dawa. There are so many organizations, so many Jamaat, so many institutions, and working for the Muslims, betterment of the Muslims and social, educational improvement. But as far as Dawa among the non-Muslims is concerned, no organization, no Jamaat, no, only some individuals, they are working in this field. But alhamdulillah, we can say something is better than nothing.
Ji.
So alhamdulillah, I was very much interested in establishing an Islamic Dawah Center. So with the duas of Hazrat Maulana Badruddin Ajmal Sahab, Maulana Salman Nadwi Sahab, Hazrat Maulana Alimia Nadwi Sahab, my Sheikh Hazrat Qari Siddiq Bandwi Sahab, Rahmatullah Alayh, and Hazrat Maulana Abdullah Hasni Sahab, nowadays Maulana Rabi Hasni Sahab Nadwi, who is director of Nahdlatul Ulama Lucknow. MashaAllah, with all these personalities, their duas, I established this Dawah Center in the year 2010, about 5-6 years back, with the purpose that we have to make positive dawah among the non-Muslims, brothers and sisters in India particularly, and we have to provide them Islamic information with the good akhlaq, khidmat, character, and with good literature. And Payame Insaniyat program, Message for the Humanity forum is there from Nadwa, and mashallah, there are millions of people. They participate in the programs on different occasions, and they come to know what is the humanity, what is the right path, what is the right and wrong. So Alhamdulillah, this Dawah Center was established with this purpose, and there are certain aims and objectives also, like Islamic information providing to brothers and sisters, and dawah to Muslims and non-Muslims, interfaith dialogue also. We don't promote debates, but interfaith dialogue is there with the positive approach. Help to orphans and widows, marriage, nikah. Those who embrace Islam, their nikah is also one of the problem. English classes for ulama, Islamic education for women and children, legal assistance to reverts. And we have also Islamic Online University Center in New Delhi. This is based in Qatar, Doha, Qatar, Dr. Bilal Philip. So we have the center also. So these activities are going under Islamic Dawah Center.
What I'd like to ask you is, all of this, okay, to me, okay, this is like personally, did you come around all of this thinking about your own experience or when you came into Islam, and how you now, obviously, you understand Islam much better, and under all the sheikhs you have named, that to offer support to other people in similar conditions or situations that you were in many years ago. Was this a good, because it feels like this was the drive that you thought that something wasn't there in my time which I can offer in present day.
Exactly, very good. Actually, I used to say that I am in Hindi bhukt bhogi, self-experienced person. So in the beginning, people were not very much cautious, not very much open-minded in this regard, because Muslims were not having this common approach that conversion, reversion, and new Muslims, their look after, their care, their marriage and their problems. But nowadays, since globalization is there, and the world has become a global village, and information is there, and all the science and technology, so good report is there, and whatever is happening anywhere in any part of the world, people generally know, those who are educated and who have good communication skills. So in the beginning, it was a rare case. For example, when I was new Muslim, for example, I did not know many reverts, only rare cases somewhere here and there. But nowadays, Alhamdulillah, every day there are people who are embracing Islam, not by force, with their own choice, after reading, understanding, with their own decision. Some cases are there for marriage also. Some individuals, male or female, coming because of this reason. But Alhamdulillah, I give them books also, that you read first, then you become Muslim and you get married. So in the beginning, it was not in my mind that I will establish an Islamic Dawah Center. I wanted to work with these Mashaikh, but I came to know in Delhi, since I am living in Delhi since 1990 continuously, since about 25 years. So there was no center. People were coming in the fold of Islam and going sometimes Jamaat Islami office, sometimes Tablighi Markaz office, sometimes Jama Masjid Ahmad Bukhari's office, sometimes here and there Qazis. So they were running here and there. And there was no roof that under one roof you get all the facilities. For example, their legal documentation, sanad from the Qazi, sanad Qabul Islam, then their marriage problem is there, talim tarbiyat problem is there, their social problems are there, their family problems are there. So I was meeting people. So I thought that let me do this job, because I know the up and downs, the pros and cons, the problems, the solutions, because I have 25-30 years experience. So Alhamdulillah, so many people ask me that, Umar Sahab, you don't fear from the government, from the people, from I said this is all legal. It is not only Islamically legal, but constitutionally also legal effort, and we can provide legal assistance to these people, and moral support, legal support, social support. So Alhamdulillah, now since there are so many people coming in the fold of Islam, so they want proper help from some institution. There are so many personalities also, like Maulana Kalim Siddiqui Sahib is there working for the Dawah, and many people are close to him, and he has also institution in Delhi, in Fuller, and mashallah, thousands of people are close to him, and in South India also, in Gujarat, everywhere there are some people working. But in Delhi, if you come to Dawah Center, you will find all the legal and moral support provided to the reverts, particularly. Alhamdulillah.
So, do you also like provide information, details to the, media, the press, etc. in India?
Sometimes, because there are 4 stages. When somebody comes to Dawah Center, he has to fulfill an application form, what he wants, affidavit from notary, from magistrate, or from shahada certificate, and marriage, and so he has to give his own all the information, and then we send him to the notary public, to the solicitor, to get the affidavit. And unfortunately, I don't have all the details here right now, but affidavit and his declaration, then it goes to the magistrate for attestation, so that it will be an authentic document. Then Qazi gives Sanad Qubul Islam, Islamic certificate, Islamic conversion certificate. Then third stage is to go to the press, to the Times of India, Hindustan Times, Indian Express. There is a classified column, change of name and change of religion. So it is important there, according to the rule, that you have to give your information in the press, in the newspaper. And it is hardly 400-500 rupees for one paper. Then fourth stage is government record, gazette notification. There is a weekly gazette newspaper, Sarkari Rajpatra, and the information about the change of name, change of religion comes in that. Then this legal process is completed, and later on you can apply for your passport, for your identity card, for your election card, or whatever the legal.
So there is a system in
system
place.
Yes, so we provide the system with the help of solicitor. We have solicitors, we have wakils, mashallah, 4 or 5, and they help in this. And we have Qazi also, registered Qazi in our center. So mashallah, once a person comes to our office, he is not at all in any trouble, and he is not running here and there. Alhamdulillah, he gets all the under
So
one.
how many years has it been for the Islamic Dawah Center?
6 years.
6 years.
Yes.
Now, within 6 years, okay, obviously when you're starting, you're new, you're making a name, people getting to know.
Yes.
But from now, from then till now, how many Muslims convert? I mean, how many non-Muslims convert to Muslims on like a weekly basis or a monthly basis?
Alhamdulillah, in our record there are more than 600 reverts, and mashallah, their all legal documentation is completed, and they're 10 to 15 per month, and on their own they come to Dawah Center. Some of them, they want to read Islam, they want to understand Islam, they have questions, they want answers. Some come for shahada, to accept Islam. Some have already accepted Islam outside, somewhere in masjid, or some Imam Sahab, or some Maulana Sahab, any Muslim. Then they come for the legal assistance. So mashallah, but there are thousands of people in Delhi, in the surrounding. But in our center, we get the any information on paper. So we have mashallah, this record in our Dawah Center.
Mashallah. So this is your service, is it just around the New Delhi, or is it covering the whole of India?
Basically New Delhi, any people come from Delhi and surrounding areas like Ghaziabad, Faridabad, Gurgaon, and this surrounding Haryana, UP. But cases come from Gujarat also. Many cases came from Gujarat, and we had full support to them, legal support, their this court marriage and all. Because in some places, for example in Gujarat, it is not easy to get conversion certificate from the court. You have to go to the magistrate. Magistrate will inquire with the police that why you have become Muslim, and it is very difficult process. In Madhya Pradesh also, there is very because of conversion bill. In the time of BJP, they had passed the bill, anti-conversion bill. So they have certain rules and regulations. So from Gujarat, from MP, from Rajasthan, so people come from across the country. Even we had reverts from USA, from UK, from Germany, from Portugal, from Singapore, like these countries, mashallah. Yes.
It's very, very good to know that. And what walks of life do they come from? I mean, is it just like one religion, or are they coming from many religions?
Many religions. Basically, majority of the people coming from Hindu religion, Hinduism, then coming from almost all the religions. For example, Christianity, Buddhism, Jainism, Sikhism. And out of these, majority of the reverts, people who are coming, embracing Islam, they are high class family, Brahman, Kshatri, those who are in any high class society in India, and educated family. Majority of the reverts, male or female or families, they are well educated. There are many doctors, there are many having PhD degrees, lecturers, and generally 90% well educated after any proper education and after proper thinking. And nobody can change them by just simple arguments or by force, because it is their sole decision. After reading and understanding, they are coming.
Right. And also, do you take part in like religious debates, or do you in the media, in the press, or even in your
no,
own?
actually, as far as debate is concerned, we don't promote debates, because debate is not the right approach to dawah. If there is some interaction, introduction, interfaith dialogue, then it is okay. But as far as debate is concerned, because sometimes it gives negative impact. Debate, people think that I want to prove my religion, and I want to make others that you are no more, there is nothing in. So I say in my any approach of dawah, that you read all the books. You read Hinduism, Christianity, Buddhism, Sikhism, Jainism, and at the same time you read Islam also. You read all the scriptures, for example, Vedas, Bible, Guru Granth Sahib, or whatever the books are, and later on you read Quran translation in your language, whatever your language is. Then you decide what is right, what is wrong, what is the information there. So, Alhamdulillah, we promote positive dawah, not by debates or arguments or discussions, but with good akhlaq, good and friendly relations. Once we have to help others, we have to get place in their heart, then we can put Islam before them.
Subhanallah. And Islamic Dawah Center, you've been saying, mashallah, is running very successfully. What are your long-term projects with Islamic Dawah Center?
Mashallah, this time people who are coming there in Dawah Center, they can come anytime. This is 24-hour service. The doors are open to anybody, anytime. Muslims or non-Muslims, anybody. And even we are happy if any non-Muslim office bearer from the police department or from any side, if they come, we are pleased, so that we can respect them, we can provide them tea, coffee, water, food, and later on we can give some books, we can have some communication. So nowadays we don't have full-time program for the reverts. For example, for their dawah and training, for their talim and tarbiyat. Generally, we get some people who come to center, live for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, sometimes 6 months, and we send them to Jamaat, Tablighi Jamaat also, 10 days, 40 days, 4 months. But all of a sudden, nobody is ready to go in Jamaat, because he doesn't know what is Jamaat, what is Masjid, what is the Amal, and in Jamaat, Jan, Mal, Waqt. These three important things. They have Jan, they have Waqt, but they don't have Mal, they don't have money. So if I give money, you give money, it is not worth as per the requirement. But he can borrow, and if he has, they Alhamdulillah go. There are many reverts who have gone to Jamaat 4 months, sometimes 1 year, and mashallah, they have become very good Muslims, practicing Muslims. And there are some reverts who have become Hafiz, Alim, and Mufti also from Darul Deoband. I have one of my friend in Delhi. Inshallah, you will come. I will have a meeting with him. And his name is Muhammad Ahmad Qasmi. He is from Saharanpur.
Ji.
His mother and two brothers, two sisters embraced Islam, and recently his father also, mashallah, 3-4 years back, after 20 years, he became Muslim. Now just 15 days uh, before he passed away. So he is Mufti, Hafiz, Alim, Mufti from Darul Deoban, and he spent 1 year in Jamaat, and mashallah, he is running Darul Ifta, and very good personality. And one of my brother, Junaid Saidi in Bhopal, he was from Pandit family, Brahman family. He became Nadwi, 5 years course, and mashallah, he is also very good alim. So there are certain cases also like this. So I have a plan to provide at least 1 year full time Dawah training program to the alims who will come to know first of all language and knowledge. For example, if we have to go to approach Hindu brothers and sisters, we must know Hindi, we must know their local language, regional language, and their knowledge also, what faith is there, belief is there, practices are there in the light of their scriptures. So 1 year dawah training for alim, so that they can approach them positively. They can make them understand that what is tawheed, what is risalat, what is akhirat, and what is right, what is wrong. So this, and one dawah training program for the reverts also, for male and female separately, so that they can be provided shelter, because they leave everything behind. They come from good families, rich families, educated families, and because of embracing Islam, they have to leave everything. Family, they don't support. For example, for myself, I was doing MSc agriculture, and my family stopped giving money. So one doctor, Farooq Sahab, Muslim doctor, he gave me scholarship from his own pocket, that okay, you continue his studies, I will give you all the fees and expenses. So for them, their talim, their tarbiyat, their marriage, their social adaptability, so that they can stand on their feet. If somebody reverts, somebody embraces Islam and has no Islamic way of life, has no Islamic practice, then how can others will give respect to him? How he will get married? And so many social problems are there. So first of all, talim and tarbiyat is very important. Then their source of income, they have to survive, they have to earn money, they have to stand on their feet. Then inshallah life becomes easy. So these are the projects in Dawah Center. And we have a place in Ghaziabad, one big land. We, alhamdulillah, one masjid has already built, Al Farooq Masjid. So we have one Darul Yatama Lil Banat, girls orphanage there, one girls school also for the girls. There are schools and madrasas for boys, but not for girls. And girls are 100% illiterate in that locality. So we are planning for girls school there, and one nursing home also, dispensary for the.
That leaves people. Obviously a question, because for all of this setup, okay, you need a running cost. And even these days, and I'm sure many of our listeners who are related back to India, Pakistan, or Bangladesh, even India these days is not cheap place to run. And I'm sure if they're running the home, but you're running a setup here. You've just explained, mashallah, very beautifully everything around Islamic Dawah Center. So, how is it all run, the costings behind all of this?
Well, this Islamic Dawah Center is basically run under the Fatima Charitable Foundation, which is registered in the Government of India. And we have good friends and well-wishers who donate, who help these activities. But for any big project, there is a need of huge amount. And whenever I get an opportunity, I put my request before the brothers and sisters that these are the activities going on, these are the expenses, these are the requirements. And alhamdulillah, there are well-wishers, there are good people, and mashallah, with their help only, it is possible to run all these activities. And inshallah, I hope that in future also, by the help of the brothers and sisters across the world and their duas, inshallah, these programs will run, and inshallah it will be a good setup. And people are helping across the world, and there are so many people running different institutions, organizations, madaris, masajid, makatib, and natural disaster is also in so many places. So alhamdulillah, round the clock people are engaged with their zakat, sadaqah, lillah. So I personally, when I meet somebody, I invite to come to sometime people, if they go to India, come to Delhi, visit Dawa Center, visit our activities, and you see with your own eyes what is going on, what is the requirement, then you help the Dawa Center. This will be
So
better.
is this the money, is it zakat or sadaqah, or just lillah?
Zakat, sadaqah, lillah,
all
yes,
donations
yes,
that
all
can
donations
come.
can come. Yes,
So
sir.
we also request all of our listeners as well on Al Mubarak Radio, if you're listening now, or even if you're watching now or watching later, mashallah, he's doing an amazing thing with an amazing setup as well. So you're in the UK for the next 15 days.
Yeah.
And you will be you're here in Batley obviously now, but your future programs are in the 15 days, or if anybody gets this video, and how to contact yourself within the UK at this time.
My number is there. Maulana Ismail Raja. If somebody wants to contact me, Maulana Ismail Raja in Bartley is my friend and my host. So better if I give his contact number. So that
also, if anybody does want Maulana Ismail Saab's number, then contact me directly, and I will pass on the number for Maulana Ismail Raja Saab. And also, if you're watching this video, just on the screen, okay, if anybody is visiting India and wants to see and meet up with Dr. Saab, then the telephone number is just under Dr. Saab's name, just under the
mobile number.
Yeah, the mobile Indian number. So you can, whilst you're visiting, example, Delhi, you're doing a little tour, call Maulana up, and inshallah, I'm sure he will show you around, and you will see for yourselves, and benefit as well.
Alhamdulillah, this number is working here also.
The number is working here also as well. So contact this very telephone number which is on the screen, and inshallah, you can ask Maulana whatever personal questions you also want to ask as well. And please support, because these places do need support. And when, example, people are coming into Islam, okay, it is a great reward. It is Jannah. You are basically paying for your paradise. And I personally, I would say this to everybody who is listening as well. Maulana, I'm sure you are very, very busy, so we're gonna inshallah try to wrap this up very, very quickly now. I've also been told, mashallah, you pray very beautiful nats, and I'm a big fan of mashallah nats and nasheeds.
Your son, mashallah, you had given me the CD, 2 pieces. One I have in my always with me, and one I had given to one of my friend. He is also a good reciter in Darul Deoban, Hafiz Irfan. So he has also. So mashallah, there are 10 nats. You gave me one CD, mashallah, very nice.
Inshallah, we have plans in January to come to India. We have planned about 11 big programs in January, but it's not in the side of Delhi. But I would say this right now as well, that inshallah in the future we will want to come towards the Delhi
inshallah
side.
Most welcome.
And
most welcome.
That part of India we would also love to
inshallah
cover.
Most welcome.
Inshallah, because we have youngsters here,
inshallah, very nice,
doing very well. So inshallah, please, if we can listen in your beautiful voice right now, a naat or nasheed, inshallah.
So before reciting this small naat, I would like to thank again to Al Mubarak Radio and you too, Maulana. And I extend my hearty thanks and duas to Almighty Allah, that may Allah give us good iman and good amal and good tawfiq to work for the pleasure of Almighty Allah and work to the betterment of the humanity as a whole. And this naat is not very big, very small. One of my friend, Muhammad Sami, who was Dr. Sani Wadwa in Punjab. Nowadays, he's in Indonesia. He's a doctor there. He's married there. He recited in our first Reverts Get Together in 2010. We have every year Reverts Get Together. Next year, inshallah, 6th of March, we have 6th Reverts Get Together. I invite you also with your friends, and Maulana Ismail Raja also with his father to please come. This year also it was on 1st of March. Every year we do this program, Reverts Get Together, annual event from the IDC. So next year it is on 6th of March 2016, inshallah. This is Sunday in Delhi. So this is Malnath. I am not a very good reciter, but inshallah I will. I will. वो नूर बन के दिलों में समाए जाते हैं, وہ نور بن کے دلوں میں سمائے جاتے ہیں، وہ نور بن کے دلوں میں سمائے جاتے ہیں، رسول پاک دو عالم پہ چھائے جاتے ہیں، رسول پاک دو عالم پہ چھائے جاتے ہیں، وہ نور بن کے دلوں میں سمائے جاتے ہیں، رسول پاک دو عالم پہ چھائے جاتے ہیں، ادھر کے کانٹے بچھائے جاتے ہیں، ادھر جفاؤں کے کانٹے بچھائے جاتے ہیں، ادھر رسول خدا مسکرائے جاتے ہیں، ادھر رسول خدا مسکرائے جاتے ہیں، حسین ہو عمر ہو بلال ہو کہ علی بلال ہو کہ علی، نبی کے عشق میں سب آزمائے جاتے ہیں، نبی کے عشق میں سب آزمائے جاتے ہیں، خدا کرے کہ ہمارا بھی ان میں نام آئے، خدا کرے کہ ہمارا بھی ان میں نام آئے، جو خوش نصیب مدینہ بلائے جاتے ہیں، جو خوش نصیب مدینہ بلائے جاتے ہیں، وہ نور بن کے دلوں میں سمائے جاتے ہیں، رسول پاک دو عالم پہ چھائے جاتے ہیں۔
MashaAllah, Dr. Saab, you have a very, very beautiful voice, MashaAllah. And MashaAllah, you recited that on the meaning behind. I'm sure those people who will understand the Urdu language, MashaAllah, is very, very, MashaAllah, beautiful. And the praises of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who, is blessed and enters into the heart in such a beautiful way. Dr. Saab, finally, what message would you like to give to all of our listeners? Inshallah, I'm sure you can leave a good message behind for all of the listeners who are listening, inshallah.
I have only one message to my brothers and sisters who are Muslims, that you remember Almighty Allah every time, every moment, because He is watching us, He is looking us, and there is a 24-hour recording going on. Our actions, our activities, whatever we do in the day or in the night, anywhere. So Allah Tabarak Ta'ala is watching them. Allah Tabarak Ta'ala knows everything. And we have to be very careful, we have to be very honest, and we have to be very sincere about our day-to-day activities, day-to-day business. And for this, we have to have good knowledge of Islam. We have to know our duties and responsibilities, and we have to be honest to our religion, our parents, our relatives, our friends, our neighbors. And at the same time, we have to invite people towards Islam. We have to make people understand Islam. We have to be da'i, basically. Every Muslim is a da'i, because every Muslim is ummati of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and Allah Tabarak Ta'ala has given this responsibility to the ummah, that ummah is meant for good work, good action, khair ummat, ummat dawat. and this is our duty, that we have to invite people towards Islam, beauties of Islam, and we have to pray to Almighty Allah for the guidance. We may live in England, we may live in America, we may live in India or in Pakistan, anywhere, and there are non-Muslims, brothers and sisters and neighbors. So we have to get an opportunity to make them understand with a positive approach, number one. Number two, for my non-Muslim brothers and sisters, they should learn Islam, come to know what Islam is in the light of Quran and Sunnah, in the light of Prophet's life, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And they should not go to different misconceptions, misunderstandings, and misinformation about Islam. There are so many things happening in the world, but Islam is always Islam in the light of Quran and Ahadith. So they have to see Islam. Better not to see general Muslims. If there are good Muslims, good scholars, good alims, good religious personalities, so if they go to them, meet them, inshallah, Islam will come to easily to understand, and it will help them. And inshallah, Allah Ta'ala will give hidayat, guidance, and this life will be peaceful, and the life hereafter also, which is very important. Our maqsad of our coming to this world is to get success in the hereafter. So may Allah help us, may Allah guide us, and may Allah give us istiqamat. Jazakumullah.
And for anybody who would like to be, is thinking about Islam and thinking, I want to become a Muslim, etc., what kind of advice could you give to them?
So better to approach some alim, some mufti, qazi, and to get legal documentation from the solicitor, from the court, from the magistrate, and to get good guide. Guide is very important. Maybe some alim, some imam sahab, some scholar, and at the same time to get atmosphere, good atmosphere, because atmosphere is always helpful. तो सोहबत का असर होता है. तो अच्छी सोहबत का होना जरूरी है. Good friends, good circle. So inshallah it will help them a lot.
Dr. Muhammad Gautam Sahab, Dr. Muhammad Umar Gautam Sahab, Jazakumullahu khair. You take your time out in the morning, mashallah. It was a very, very beautiful interview, which we've had on Mubarak Radio, yourself, and also your, mashallah, beautiful setup in New Delhi Islamic Dawah Center. From here, from all the Mubarak Radio listeners and myself, mashallah, we wish you all the very best, and inshallah we also will be supporting, and our support and duas with your setup, mashallah, in New Delhi, inshallah. May Allah accept it. And also, inshallah, I would like to personally invite you as well next Thursday, if you are in the town, when we, inshallah, launch the local receiver. Inshallah, if you can come also as our guest as well, and inshallah say a few words of wisdom as well. So I will let you know during the week regarding that as well. So jazakumullahu khair also for that as well. May Allah accept it. Brothers and sisters listening and watching Al Mubarak Radio, mashallah, this is just an example in front of us of how a person from New Delhi, India, came from a religion of Hinduism into the fold of Islam. And also it can't have been easy. I'm sure just in his words, okay, he said it in many words, but personally inside, when family are not accepting it, etc. And then he lived, from his very youthful life, he explained also regarding his wife also, who then decided and waited for many years, and then until today the in-laws, etc., are not accepting, okay, Dr. Saab into the home, etc. Must have gone through many struggles, and then to go on and then serve, mashallah, the non-Muslim community and bring a setup of Islamic Dawah Center, and today providing assistance to many people who convert into Islam according to the rules and regulations of India as well, and having a beautiful setup of solicitors, and also, like mentioned, also the media, where when the name changes or the religion changes then all of this is done in a system of all legally as well. May Allah Ta'ala accept it. Dr. Saab will be here in the United Kingdom for 2 weeks. If you do hear the name of Dr. Saab in your local areas, I'm sure they're visiting the Lancashire areas, around the Preston, Blackburn, Bolton areas, etc., and many other places, then please go personally and meet them. and ask Dr. Sab whatever help that you can provide. It will be very, very nice for yourself and Dr. Sab to get some support as well. We would like to say also a big jazakallah khair to Molana as well, who bought mashallah Dr. Molana Ismail Raja Sab, and also his father as well. Ji, Shaukat Sab, Jazakumullahu khair for bringing Dr. Sab here as well. May Allah accept your efforts also. And inshallah, the time just leaving 11:31 a.m. We are going to go for a little break now, inshallah. I would like to say Jazakallah to everybody who's tuned in. Keep listening to Al Mubarak Radio, brothers and sisters. At the end of the day, we are only travelers of this world, and our destination is the grave. You have been listening to Al Mubarak Radio with myself, Mr. Al Mubarak, and also our special guest, Dr. Muhammad Umar Gautam from New Delhi. Until the next time, this is Mr. Al Mubarak signing out. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Fi amanillah.